After a long winter of poor health, I promised myself that I'll do some cool things in 2025, and that included visiting some iconic circuits that I'd never driven on. Last week, I was out in Spa in a Porsche 911 992 generation GT3 RS on an RMA track day. And this week, today, we're at sunny Donington Park in my beloved M2 Clubsport. Two historic circuits I've never driven around. I want to say a massive thanks to Leyton and RMA for inviting me down today. I experienced such an incredibly run event at Spa last week, and today, well, the machinery, if anything, is even better. Do I feel a little bit out of my depth in this car? Not at all, because everybody gives you plenty of space. It's a track day, and it's a track day amongst some really, really exotic machinery. I haven't got the track to myself for long, but before we jump in the car, I want to say a couple of big shout outs. First one being to Michelin UK for supporting me through 2025, for supplying some lovely Pilot Sport Cup 2 tyres. Next one is Arai helmets. That is a fresh open face lid, and it's black. I've been wanting a black open face lid for years, and one that fits my massive head. So huge thanks to those guys. RaceSafe for giving me a kit that essentially installs an extinguisher underneath the passenger seat, a bit like you'd get in a GT3 RS. I've always carried an extinguisher in the car, but in the glove box, and that's no good for two reasons. Number one, it rattles around, and number two, well, it takes up the entire glove box. So now it's safe, secure, and easy for me to access if the worst was to happen. And the last one goes to EBC Brakes. They have fitted some new pads yesterday afternoon. I was cleaning this car, I know that's hard to believe, and I realised that the front pads were really worn. So they fitted some of their new RPX pads, which are a track day only pad unless you run aftermarket calipers like my APs. So you can run those pads with these calipers on the road legally and obviously on the track. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they perform today, because essentially they are half the price of a set of Padgett RS29s. Right, I'm going to pack the camera gear away, jump in the car and go and experience this track for the first time. You join me on literally my fourth lap around Donington. On this glorious day. I mean, weather doesn't get any better. What a stunning circuit. I knew it would be. I've seen plenty of touring car races around here, seen plenty of superbike races around here, and in fact even watched MotoGP races around here back in the day. But nothing prepares you, as always, for the undulations and just how beautiful it is out here. Right, let's start picking the pace up a little bit, but respecting the circuit. I can imagine it's quite hard on brakes and tyres, because we're on the full, I think they call it the GP circuit. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for that. It was kind of unintentional to start with, but as always with a slide, you've got to finish it, haven't you? It's really hot out there. It's 20 degrees. I reckon track temp must be 40, 50 degrees. Yeah, there's a lot to learn around this circuit, and a lot that I've got no idea about. Like through there, it drops away on the exit. You don't see that in videos or on sims. Through the Craner curves, it's beautiful. Got to be really careful with weight balance through here. I can imagine a GT3 RS with all that aero would be amazing through there. Try and use all the circuit. Oh, we're coming up to another historic. There's so many awesome, awesome cars like that here. That's just RMA for you. Fully fledged GT3 race cars. hot hatches and old historics like that. I'm a bit of an old historic, aren't I? You actually get really light over this brow here. I seem to remember the superbikes, when they go over there, they all put a little wheelie, almost like Isle of Man, TT. Oh, this car feels brilliant, it really does. The last track day I did was actually last week, to put things into context, in the GT3 RS out at Spa. So I've gone from potentially the best track weapon to something that's far more affordable. And I tell you what, although I have nowhere near the grip and performance of that GT3 RS, it's still just as much fun. And it's lovely having a manual box, it really, really is. Get it stopped, slow it in, patient, and then bleed it out. There we go, maybe that's a bit better. I'm really wide here, no, I don't know the line through there. Oh, load it up through here. Whoa! This is steep here. In terms of gearing, it's almost geared perfectly for this circuit, but not quite. I think once I get to learn it and I get a bit faster, I'll be changing gear right at the wrong time in places. Okay, so that rumble strip is a little bit rumbly. Oh man. I'm not braking too hard because I don't want to completely destroy my brakes and tyres, because at the end of the day, this is a road car. Unlike this insane, I don't even know what it is. McLaren, I think, of some description. GT3 car. Ah, oh, wonderful. Okay, maybe that's a better line. Oh, the way that went over this brow. Oh, isn't it just wonderful? Really makes you appreciate any overtakes that I've seen over the years, touring cars, motorbikes especially. Absolutely insane, full commitment. So you can muller the curve there. Here, third, and I'm on the limiter a little bit early, maybe not. Probably pretty good for a bit of engine braking. Wow, what a stunning circuit. To think that I'm going to be back here tomorrow on a motorbike. Incredible, I can't wait. Not taking anything away from today, but getting the opportunity to ride around here back to back is just going to be absolutely mega. Right, I managed to find Leyton, who is an extremely busy person. Mate, could you just tell us a bit about yourself and a bit about RMA track days?
Sure. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I started at the beginning, started karting when I was sort of 6, 7 years old, and then started racing cars when I was 14. moved into this world, I guess, at about the same age. Started coaching for RMA, which was my father's company, started in 1990, so it's our 35th birthday this year, which is quite cool. Yeah, so from 14 through till about 27, 28, was racing cars, and then decided to hang up my helmet, step over the fence, and be on this side of the pit lane to run track days, but basically stay in my world, but just doing it slightly differently.
Witnessing you at work last week at Spa, you had a smile on your face the whole time, but you're constantly busy, constantly on the ground helping people, and I think that's really important. Even though you've been around 35 years, that's a big telltale sign as to why RMA is still here today.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, as I say, if you do a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life, and that so much applies to this. You know, my job ultimately is to make sure people have a good day and get back to their wife and kids, you know, so as long as I do those two things, I've had the best day ever. And being able to just hang out with some super cool people and obviously some incredible cars, yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it's the best job in the world.
Your car, you recently liveried your wonderful 992 GT3 RS. I had the pleasure of following you for about 3 corners at Spa last week. Tell us a bit about that and what it's like on a set of Cup 2Rs, because I've never really spent any time in a Cup 2R.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's hard to put into words for anyone that's not driven a 992 RS what one of those cars is like. I mean, the easiest way to describe it is it's a full-blown race car with number plates and a radio. Obviously, we've turned that car up to 11. We haven't quite gone all the way like towards the Manti kit, but we put the JCR full aero kit on it. We put the suspension secrets setup on it, plus their camber plates, surface transform brake discs, and then obviously mounted it with the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2R. And on that tyre, I mean, it is quite literally ballistic. You know, you're comfortably sitting in the sub-7s around the Nürburgring. Spa, you're in the 2-minute 20s. Silverstone, you're sub 2-minute 10.
No, you're in the 2-minute 20s.
I'm in. It's a bonkers car, and I think anyone you take out in that car, immediately that first corner, first time you hit the brakes, you just see their face change. They are gobsmacked. You know, almost to think like cars shouldn't do that.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. It's been great catching up with you as always.
Likewise.
We're going to really try and get you onto the Drive Talk podcast at some point later this year. I'm going to go out and enjoy this wonderful weather and this amazing track and go and destroy a set of Cup 2s.
Make the most of it.
Yeah.
It's England, it won't be here for long.
Well, that's it, yeah. This might be our summer. Cool, mate. Thanks a lot. Great to see you.
No worries. Pleasure, Joe. Thanks.
So third gear for the chicane.
Okay.
And braking, good, down a third. As it start rolling off, squeeze the throttle, that's it, and go.
Oh, what a bit of kit.
Perfect, that's it. Start squeezing. There you go, it gets the diff working.
Yep.
Squeeze the throttle, just where it takes the car a bit more.
Okay. Second through here again.
Second through here, yeah, you've got it.
This thing's got number plates.
Yeah, exactly. Do your weekly shopping in it.
So hug this, then I should be closer.
Hug it here,
Yeah.
and it opens up the left a bit more.
Ah, okay, yeah.
But you want to turn it to the left slightly earlier than that.
Okay.
Just a little bit. That's it. Again, same thing here. This is a long straight and uphill. It's all about the emphasis speed.
Okay, yeah.
Doing this, all this lovely. So you just go through here, sacrifice this, get it straight, and then you carry the speed through the right.
Okay.
Exactly as you are.
Yep.
Spot on.
I really started to feel the air on this car coming through Coppice. So you go up the hill and it's a bit of a double right-hander, almost like a double apex. And you're picking up the speed the whole time. And initially you start feeling the understeer because you're pushing too hard. Then the aero starts kicking in and the front end just tucks into the second apex. It's just awesome. The way it stops as well, Really, really cool. Thanks a lot for the experience.
My name's Jamie Falvey. I'm the Operations Director of Dallara Stradale UK. We've been in business now for just over 3 months. The Dallara Stradale, which is effectively the road car. We've got the Dallara EXP, which is the track weapon, which is basically the Stradale unhinged. They've taken all of their race car experience and their kind of motorsport know-how and thrown it into a road product, which is effectively what you see now. 855 kilos. It's 400 horsepower, which makes for interesting handling, as I know you found out, Joe.
Yes.
No power steering, so there's a direct link straight to the driver. The car produces a 1-to-1 level ratio of aerodynamic downforce to weight. You can spec it pretty much to any of your heart's desire, really. I mean, the interior is completely bespoke. You can have the exposed carbon. You can have matte carbon finish.
Thank you very much for everything. And
anytime.
Really appreciate the laps. I won't forget them in a hurry. I've just got to remember when I jump back in my M2 this afternoon that I'm not in this. What an experience. I was not expecting to get some laps in a brand new Dallara Stradale. Incredible piece of kit. Thanks a lot to those guys for letting me loose in one. Wow. Anyway, back in the M2, trying to navigate my way around Donington Park. It's a really technical circuit, and ideally I should have had some tuition just to get some understanding of the lines, because you can learn so much from a pro driver around a circuit like this. There must be so many small details. It's all about weight balance around here. You really feel the weight of the road car, especially compared to that Dallara. I had a good catch up with Leyton Clark, who now runs RMA, and actually met his old man, who was an absolute gent. And again, you could see where the DNA has come from. Oh, we've got red lights. Yeah, you know that saying, like father, like son. Well, yeah, 2 peas in a pod. And it's awesome to see that Leyton has continued the legacy of RMA track days and continue to put on such incredible events. He's just such an interesting character, he really is. Absolutely no idea what today's video is going to turn out like. The track day itself, incredible. It was another RMA. I got a taster of Spa last week and Donington Park this week. I mean, I'm a kid in a sweet shop at the moment. Both had equal amounts of ridiculous machinery present and equal amounts of really, really lovely people. If you're one of the many people that I've had conversation with today and you're watching this, thanks for coming over, thanks for saying hi. The circuit itself, Donington Park, well, if you're thinking about going, do it. I can't believe it's taken me this long to experience it. It is absolutely incredible. There's so much to it, so much to learn, and I really did feel like a complete amateur out there today. But I'm glad that I managed to get 16 to 18 laps under my belt, because next time when I go, at least I know some of the rough lines, I know the undulations, and I can get up to speed a little bit quicker and go from there. What I really need is to utilize a pro driver instructor next to me to give me some pointers, and that's something that RMA offer. I should have really booked something in first thing. Quick mention about the RPX EBC brake pads. They felt great all day, absolutely no fade, and although I can notice that they have started to wear, which is nothing out of the ordinary, caveating that, they were mounted to very worn discs, and the guys at EBC yesterday did say that my worn discs might act like cheese graters against the new pads, because you should really put new pads with relatively new or new discs. So they've held out exceptionally well, and as I say, they feel really good. They feel exactly the same to me as the RS29s. I guess it's just a case of how long they will last if I put them on some new discs. So I will get around to putting some new discs on very soon and putting some new RPX pads with them, and I'll report back, because if they're half the price of the Paget ones, then why would you not go for the EBC option? Thankfully, I didn't need to use my extinguisher, but the fact that it's tucked away down there is really, really cool. So big shout out to those guys. Thanks a lot for sending me that kit, and I'm glad that I fitted it to the M2. It's really completed this Clubsport interior. I really appreciate the love and support. Please feel free to leave any comments and questions below. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Make sure you head over and give RMA a follow on their Instagram page. They're very active on that. You can see everything that's going on. And if you're looking at doing a premium track day and you've got a nice car, doesn't necessarily have to be a GT3 RS, because that is the most common car I've discovered at an RMA track day, then make sure you hit those guys up and book something in the calendar either later this year or 2026. Right, I'm going to turn the cameras off and drink the majority of that because I'm feeling a little bit dehydrated. I'll see you at another video very, very soon. Cheers. Wow. Oh, what a bit of kit. That was awesome.